So this video is about one of the Salesforce developer interviews that I faced. And I remember certain questions out of it, and I'm going to share that with you. So let's quickly begin. The first question that was asked to me was, what are the maximum number of records that could be retrieved in a batch class through database.query locator? So the answer of it is that if you use a normal database.query, it supports only 50,000 records. But if you use a database.query locator, it supports up to 50 million records. Now, how many number of records at a time can be executed in one execute method of the batch? So the answer is that maximum you can execute 2000 records in one execute method. If there are more than that, again, next set of 2000 records needs to be executed in the execute method. And if you do not specify, the default is 200. So if, so I show you how. So here is how we execute the batch class, this statement. Here I've written 400. So it will pick the set of 400 records and run the execute class, execute method. But let's say if I did not mention anything over here, then by default, it would be 200. The next question was a scenario. The scenario said we want to rank all the accounts on the basis of the annual revenue. If two accounts have the same annual revenue, their rank should be the same. So how will you achieve this? So I said that for this, we need to use a batch class. And how can we achieve this? Here's the logic. Now, what am I doing here is, first of all, I am making a batch class that is also implementing database.stateful. Now, why is that stateful I'm using is because I want to retain the value of counter and of a map, integer variable and a map throughout all the batches that I'd be splitting the records into. Now, the first thing that I'm doing in the start method is I'm writing this query wherein I'm saying, select the annual revenue ID, name, rank, and one more field, you can ignore that, from account where annual revenue is not equal to null, and order it by annual revenue in an ascending order. So by default in a list, now, so I'm doing database.query locator and passing this query. So the result of this query is going to be achieved in this list, and list, as you know, is an ordered collection. So in whichever order we are going to feed in the data, it would remain in the same order. So what am I doing is I'm going through the list one by one, and it will obviously take the lowest annual revenued account first and the highest one at the last. So this is how I am iterating through it. So first of all, I have just written a statement which says execute of batch. So for every batch of records that would run, this statement would execute. And in fact, all of this would execute for all the batches. In the counter, I'll have the retained value of the counter, because in the batch class, we have database.stateful and it's an instance variable. So that's why it would be retaining its value. Now I am iterating through each and every account. Now what am I doing is I've created a map. That map is of type decimal in the key and account as the value. Now what am I doing is I'm checking that if this map already contains key, like if this map already has an annual revenue amount as a key, then I'm just picking that particular account with that annual revenue, and I'm picking the rank which is present in that account and saving it into my current accounts rank. Because when two accounts have same annual revenue, I want to give them the same rank. So if there is an account in my map which have this annual revenue, then I'm just picking up the rank value and giving the same rank value to the current account. If I do not have an account with this annual revenue that I'm currently into, then I'm going to increment the counter variable by 1. So let's say this is the first ever record. So in map, we do not have anything. So what will happen is the counter would be 0 plus 1, which is 1. So this particular account's rank would become 1. Now I'm going to put this account like the annual revenue, let's say it's 10,000. So 10,000 comma the account. Now that account has rank field as well. In the second iteration, I go and I find one more account with annual revenue 10,000. So now it will go here because 10,000 is already present as a key in my map. So it will go here and it will pick that particular account which has annual revenue 10,000. And what was its rank? 1. So it would put the same rank over here. Now again going to next iteration. Let's say there is an account with annual revenue 20,000. Now there is no such key with 20,000, right? So it would come here, increment the counter, and now it would become 2. So now the rank is 2. So here it would be 20,000, comma, the account with rank 2. Similarly, one more account if I get in the iteration with 20,000, then it would come here, pick the rank 2 and put it in the current account. So this is what I've done. And then I'm just displaying the size and all here. So let me show you actually what I have in my OR. So let's say I have done a query, something like this, which I have written in my start method also in my batch. This is the query. So according to this query, you can see the annual revenue is listed in an ascending order. Now let's try to do this. Let's say I'm going to change the value of account 3 to 400. So the rank should get changed. And account 2, I would make it, let's say 7 lakhs. So let's try doing it. Account 3 and account 2. Okay. Account 3, account 2. So let's say for account 3, I'm changing the value to, right now you see the rank is 2. I'd make this 400 and let's say here it's 5,000, right? And rank is 3. Let me make it 7 lakhs and let me save it. Now I'm going to run my batch class. Okay, now, yeah, the moment I run the batch class, I'm going here and I'm again doing the query. Now, this, as you know, account 3, the rank should have changed to 1 and this 500 would become rank 2. And account 2 would no more be in the rank 3. It should be something more. So let me query it. Yes. So now you see account 3 is at the rank 1 because the value is 400. Account 4 is at rank 2 because its value is 500. And this is like, I think 5 lakhs. Yeah, 5 lakhs. So the rank is 3. So you can see all the records with 5 lakhs are at rank 3. Now there was one more account that we made. Yeah. Account 5 is at rank 4. And one more account I made and I changed its value to 7 lakhs. So I think it was account 2 or something. So yeah, I mean, I'll have to click on more, but that is how this works. So this was the third question. Now the next question that was asked to me was, how can you display all the accounts and related contacts in a Lightning component? So it's a quite a easy question. You can use a Lightning component called Lightning tree. There is a standard thing available. You can use Lightning tree for it. And then she asked me, what are the attributes of Lightning tree? So these are some of the attributes. Disabled specifies whether a branch is disabled. A disabled branch cannot be expanded. It's always collapsed. The default is false. Expanded specifies whether a branch is already expanded or not. An expanded branch displays its nested items visually. The default is false. href. So this is basically the hyperlink kind of a thing. Then you have name. So unique name of the item for the onSelect event handler to return the tree item that was clicked. Items, the nested items as an array of key value pairs, and label, the title and label of the hyperlink. So by the way, there's a good example for lightning tree. You could refer that from, you can just Google and do one practice, for example. Then what are the, so there's a scenario that I was asked. So let's suppose there are two teams in an org, sales department and security department. Now they share accounts with each other. But at the account level, if sales team creates activity, that activity can only be seen by sales team. And if the activity is created by the security team, should only be visible to security team. So the question here was, can we make activities as private in OWD, and how can we achieve the above scenario? So the answer is, even if you choose the OWD as private for activities, it will still be visible to the users who are not the owner of the activities. So for this scenario to be achieved, you need to use a custom object for private activities. And the last question was, will the following query work? Select count of name, stage name from opportunity. No, this will not work. It will give an error that field must be grouped or aggregated stage name. Because when you're using aggregate functions like count, all the other fields apart from that needs to be grouped by. So we can try the following query, select count of name, stage name from opportunity, but you need to group by stage name. So that's about it. Thank you.